For more on this story, we cross live to our reporter Vanessa Puna, who is in Knysna this morning. Vanessa, it's a very good morning to you. Talk to us about the next step that is to be taken by the authorities.
Yes, a very warm good morning to you. I think that the focus this morning is definitely going to be on the assessment starting here in the Knysna area and its surrounds following 5 days of battling this terrible fire that has ravaged huge parts of the municipality. We do know that there are still large areas within Knysna itself that is without electricity, and I think that that will form part of the assessments that will be taking place today. Now, joining me just for an update in terms of what is happening with firefighting efforts, we have the fire chief. Good morning to you, Mr. Clinton Manuel. I believe that there are still pockets, for example, at Brenton-on-Sea, where some active, where you are still monitoring at this stage. And I also know that there's been a number of teams that have been withdrawn. What is the situation at present this morning?
Well, at present, we're actually very fortunate. We've got the situation stable. Areas are pretty much the same as last night, where we've contained the spread of the fire. We've still got hot spots in the middle where people are seeing the glow at night and keep reporting those things, but we've got it stable. I'm considering demobilizing probably about 5 to 6 teams a little bit later today, but we've got it pretty much under hand right now.
I see it's also starting to drizzle a bit this morning here in Knysna. I'm sure that must be quite a welcome relief to you, helping the efforts just to put out these embers, I would say, at this point in time.
Yeah, it's a drizzle. Unfortunately, we need a lot more than a drizzle because we've got some deep-seated areas to cover. We will continue with helicopter bombing, especially now that it's starting to rain. We've got another opportunity. But ground crews will still remain and they will work and make sure that every little ember is put out. So the drizzle might help. I hope that it's going to rain a bit more, but this present drizzle will not actually be effective at all.
And then also we've seen that the humanitarian aid that has come in, not just for the fire victims, but also to the fire teams as well, I mean, has really gone a long way towards assisting, very, very tired teams that have been at this since Wednesday.
Yeah, first let me express my thanks to every firefighter out there, every municipal firefighter, every volunteer firefighter. Doesn't matter where you come from, it's the brotherhood of firefighters. Once again, we banded together during this huge fire, which is now a disaster. Guys worked around the clock, they worked tirelessly. Guys wanted to be on the lines as much as we wanted them to go and rest. They wanted to be on the lines in the dark, pulling hoses up there, not even coming down for a little bit of bite to eat, taking their food with them, eating in the smoke there. Your efforts, your dedication to this job is highly appreciated. And I think every single resident in the town can actually see what firefighters do. And there's a huge reliance on us now to get this job done. We've probably got the last few days of doing this, and then we'll all sit back and talk about this Knysna fire for many, many years. So the effort's greatly appreciated.
And I was just going to ask Mr. Manuel, so for how many days will you still be monitoring in this Eden district after this huge blaze?
My plan is to keep monitoring probably until next weekend, to keep teams here. As I said, we're demobilizing some of the teams because there are other areas who also need assistance. So I can demobilize, but the plan is to monitor up until the next weekend. It does not mean that we're going to stop monitoring, but we might scale down operations, but there will still be teams going out from the Knysna Fire Department, and they will go and continue checking areas. People obviously report little embers, little glows that they see, and we will go and check it out to make sure that we put everything out. We don't want a situation where the wind comes up and takes this fire away from us again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clinton Manuel, Fire Chief here in Knysna, just giving us an update on the situation this morning. Still be keeping a close watch, he says, on these fires flaring up in some parts, but quite a number of teams that have been withdrawn at this stage. Back to you in studio.
Thank you very much to our reporter there, Vanessa Puna, live from Knysna, monitoring the story for us.